Let me ask you something real. What would your life actually look like if you stop running from what scares you? Because here's the truth that most people don't want to face. The fear you ignore is the fear that runs your life. Not just the loud, obvious fears, it's the subtle ones. The fear of being fully seen. The fear of starting again. It's the fear of asking for more. It's the fear of not being enough. Today, we're not running. We're going straight into it. Let me tell you something about fear. Fear doesn't always look like someone screaming or panicking. Sometimes it's silent and sneaky. It says, maybe next week. Now's not the right time. What if they laugh at you? And the longer you avoid it, the more control it has over you. Do you ever feel like you're not in control of your own life? Like someone else is pressing the buttons, like someone else is making the decisions? This is how most people live. You give the remote to your fear. It decides the volume, the pace, channel, what you're actually seeing. And you're out here just reacting, not living. Let me give you a real life coaching moment. I remember writing content full of heart and insight and never posting it. Like, I've got so many videos that I have recorded that are just sitting there. I write captions and close the app. Draft emails, never send them. Create loads of ideas, write them down, paper, pen, while they're on the train or sitting somewhere in a coffee shop and just do nothing about it. And the fear wasn't about failing. I failed before. I've got through that. It was about being seen. Like, what if I put myself out there and it's still not enough? What if I record this video and it's still not enough? The fear had me stuck. It had me quiet. It had me feeling small. All 6'1" of me until I faced it. If you've been telling yourself you're protecting your peace by not taking risks, you might actually just be protecting your pain, like avoiding those harder conversations. See, that's fear. Staying in a job that drains you, that's fear. Ghosting someone you still care about, that's fear. Not speaking up when they've belittled you, that's fear. Not posting that photo because of what they might think, that's fear. Not sending in that job application because you don't feel like you're enough, again, still fear. And avoidance has costs. Let's talk about some of the costs. Missed opportunities, shallow relationships, and I think the most important cost that stands out to me is a life that feels numb. It looks safe, but just feels fucking numb, dull, deflating. Should I carry on saying more? Let's make it real. This is for you right now. Let's talk about it. You tell yourself you're bad at dating, but truthfully, you're just scared of rejection. You don't speak up out, not because you're humble and a good colleague, but because you fear being wrong. You keep saying, I'm fine. I'm fine. No, honestly, I'm good. But you're not. You're scared if you're honest about what you want, people will leave. I try and tell everyone this right now, especially like when the dating scene as an example. If you just want fun right now, just say it. It's okay. You have your needs. It's all right. We live in a world right now where it's not that deep. Just say it. And if people don't want that, keep it moving. It's all right. And what happens in this when you don't say these things, right? The fear, that now starts to become your brand. You're the chilled one, the strong one, the one that never complains. And in that dating example, you're the one just ticking by. And deep down, you ain't ready for this shit. You ain't ready for anything long-term just yet. You just want to enjoy your hot girl summer or your hot boy summer, whatever it is. See, when that begins to happen and you use this fear to take over inside of you, you're carrying this kind of war feeling, this back-to-back pain, frustration, anger, because you're afraid to just be you right now. Let me drop a little bit for the overthinkers right now. The high achievers, the ones who still feel very confident with how things are going, but still feel very stuck. You built an identity around managing fear, around being cautious, calculated, controlled. Here's the truth. You can't out-strategize fear. It doesn't work. The only way you can outgrow it is to face it. Because let's be honest, what you don't face, you begin to protect. And then what you then begin protecting is something you can't heal. Let me ask you directly. What conversation are you avoiding? What truth are you not admitting? What version of you are you still hiding? If I gave you this mic right now, and you sat right opposite me, and we had a conversation, and I asked you, say the thing that scares you the most, and I looked you in the eyes, are you going to speak, or are you going to freeze up? See, awareness is the start. Taking actions now. That's the shift. There's always dibble dabbles in your love life, right? Fear shows up there too. You avoid vulnerability, so you keep it at surface level. Great. Cool. How you meant to develop relationships? You fear rejection, so you don't ask for what you need. You don't start that conversation. You don't ask that person out. Great. Cool. So how are you ever meant to date this person long term if you're not gonna make it make sense to people? You don't trust. So what do? You sabotage instead. How are you ever meant to move forward to what it is that you really want if you're just gonna keep replaying the same story over and over again? This is what fear is doing to you. I have clients who then come up to me and keep saying, Pri, these guys are just emotionally unavailable. And when we traced it back, we realized she feared abandonment so much. She only chose people to date and try and get to know who couldn't abandon her emotionally. Because if we deeped it, they were never truly, fully there to begin with. That's fucked. We've now changed that mindset. If you want to find out more, hit me up. We could talk about it. But honing back in, fear runs your love life. until you control it, until you confront what it is you're trying to protect yourself from. Some of you are scared to fail, but I think majority of you, whether you like to admit it, kind of like me, you're not afraid to fail, you're afraid to succeed. You're scared of what happens when that promotion kicks in, or when she says yes, or when he says yes. Like, that's when things go a little bit. What happens if you get into that relationship and it doesn't fix how you feel? What if you make the money you've been pleading for, but you still feel empty? What if the fear was never about failure, but it was all about identity? Success means shedding who you've been. That's also quite freeing. Let me tell you what courage actually looks like, in my personal unfiltered opinion. It's not loud. It's showing up to the conversation you've been avoiding. It's saying, I need your help, when you've always gone about being the strong one. And it's choosing to rest instead of hustling all the time, because you're scared of what the rest might actually bring up. Courage is doing it scared, not waiting to be fearless. Let's call it a day there. If this has hit a nerve, I think it means let's call it a day there, because if this has hit a nerve, it tells me you're ready. You're ready to stop letting fear decide, ready to make moves even with shaky hands, ready to get your power back. And this is one of the particular programs that's included within the Unfiltered playlist. If you want to find out more about that, and I'm going to include it in the description below. Like I've been saying on a number of these videos right now, if you just want a little bit more clarity and want to give yourself permission to actually talk about fear in this particular scenario, book yourself into a permissions granted call. We can talk about it, we can discuss it, and we can find out whether or not coaching is the right thing for you. And even if that's not the case, at least allow yourself to take that first step in towards confronting and getting over this fear. With that being said, to close this video up right now, I want to hit you with this one reminder. You are not lazy, you're not lost, you're not broken, you're just scared. And no one's ever taught you that fear isn't the enemy, it's a signal. So the question is, will you run or will you rise? You want to get unfiltered, you want to change up the game together? Let's rise. I'll catch you lot soon. It's been your boy Pri, and I'm signing out. Peace.